Hi kind friends, welcome to RebeccaKelsey.com and my YouTube channel page. Today I'm doing the BookTubeAthon days 5 through 7 and I'm doing a wrap up at the end. So now let's get started. I have two clips from day 5 and I guess technically day 7, but it was an update on day 6, so I'll show it to you now. This is Friday, day 5. I am listening to Game of Thrones on Audible on my phone, but today I have a long work day and then tonight we're having company, so I don't know if I'll have time to read at all tonight, so I'm going to try to listen to Game of Thrones while I'm working. That doesn't always work. Sometimes I can listen to an audiobook while I'm working and it won't distract me, but then other times, I'll start working slower because I'm also listening, and apparently I can't do both things. So we'll see how that goes. I have 14 hours and 22 minutes left, so I'm hoping I can listen to like at least 4 hours, throughout the day. Today is day 7, so I want to tell you what I finished on day 6. Day 6, I did read or listen to 5 hours of Game of Thrones, but the bad news is I still have 9 hours and 40 minutes left. The good news of that bad news is that it's actually really picking up. I feel like these last few hours have been a lot more eventful because like I said, I was thinking of stopping reading the Game of Thrones series. If it keeps going at this happy pace, I might continue, but it just depends. And I finished The Honest Life yesterday. There actually was very little left. I did have a good amount of pages, but I didn't realize she had some DIY sections, so those were easy to just kind of breeze through. And some of the projects I really want to try, so I'm excited about that. So I finished that yesterday, so now I have 3 books done, and I'm almost done with Rich Bitch. I brought that with me to the pool, and also I have the 9 hours of Game of Thrones. The problem is today's to-do list is pretty long. Like, this is pretty much the only break I'm giving myself, is that I'm going in the pool, which I'm very excited to be going in the pool because it's been so rainy. I usually go in the pool every Sunday for like an hour or an hour and a half, but the past few Sundays it's just been raining like crazy, and I only like to go in the morning because it's just too hot in Miami to go in the afternoon. So anyway, I'm at the pool. I have my beach bag. It says, "I like big books and I cannot lie." And I have my diaries. I'm actually going to listen to Game of Thrones and write in my diary. I am so interesting. But anyway, so that's what happened on day 6, and I'll let you know later what happens today. Hopefully, I'm really confident that I can finish Game of Thrones and Rich Bitch, but since my list of things to do is really long, I'm probably going to be up all night. So fingers crossed. And now quickly, before I do the total wrap up of everything and my full thoughts, I'm going to tell you what I read on day 7. On day 7, I finished Rich Bitch. It's kind of funny to say bitch so often because it's in the title of a book, but I finished this and I so love it. I originally read this a few months ago, but then towards the last 100 pages or so I stopped because I was really busy, and it was enough for me to do a review because the book, it even says in the intro you can jump back and forth, you don't have to read the whole thing to understand it all. So I did a review and then I just didn't have time to read those last 100 pages, but I really did enjoy the last 100, and it did remind me of a lot of the things that I learned through this book. And this is definitely something that I could see myself going back to, especially those first few chapters about budgeting and about saving and trying to really decide on what your financial goals are. So highly recommend it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. As for Game of Thrones, A Storm of Swords, I never remember the names, but Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, Book 3, I almost finished it. I have 2 hours left. By the time you see this video, by the time I edit it and upload it, I'm going to be listening to my book this whole time. So I'll be done by the time you see this. And I really, the last 10-ish hours were really good. Because if you saw in my earlier updates, I was thinking about stopping this series and not continuing with the Song of Ice and Fire. And I'm still not totally sold. But the last 10 were a lot better and a lot more action-packed and interesting. So I'm not totally throwing in the towel, but it still will I'll probably take a few months off and then go back to number 5. Probably can you hear my cat using the litter box? I really hope not. If not, hear the sounds of a cat taking a dump. Solid entertainment. So I'm probably going to take a few months off and then maybe revisit it when season 6 is coming up. Definitely this is not a series that I would read physically. You guys know that I do a lot of Kindle books and Audible books. Game of Thrones is definitely not a book that I would want like the physical copy. I'm actually very picky about what physical copies I buy. So it's definitely not one of those because it's not something that I can really like get invested in reading through. I just have to listen to it. I have to make it easy for me to read the series. But anyway, so by the time you see this, I'll be done with Game of Thrones book 3. So now on to my wrap up. That means I have read 5 books in 7 days, and I'm so happy. I know that 2 of them were mostly finished, and I just kind of, you know, finally got through those last few chapters, but I'm still so excited about myself. I'm actually 5 books, no, by the time you see this, I'll be 6 books ahead of my year goal. I think at this point this will be my 28th book that I finished this year, and I wanted to read 36 for 2015, so I'm way ahead of track. So it's very likely that I'm gonna go beyond my goal, and if not, I'll exactly meet it. Like it feels like it's like impossible for me to now not meet my reading goal for 2015, so I'm very excited. So anyway, let me go through all the books that I read. So in the beginning of the week, I read Nursery Rhymes, and it was a really interesting read. You can see my day 1 through 4 update to do the full details on it, but basically it was just hilarious, and you know, I really enjoyed the illustrations. I thought they were very nice. I don't think... Mustache! Mustache, I'm filming! Actually not sure if you can buy this anymore, but there are a lot of nursery rhyme books, and even if you don't have children, I recommend you get them because they're just kind of fun and lighthearted. I enjoy reading things like that. Mustache! Mommy is working. For the book that is blue, I had Michelle Phan Make Up Your Life Guide. I did not finish this. I got about 30% in. I have this also on my Kindle by some weird fluke, so I've been reading it before bed, and I do intend on finishing it, but I'm not in any rush because this isn't like the kind of book that... I mean, I haven't read this chapters on success, but so far I'm only on the beauty sections, and it's mostly things that I already know. So for me, it's not necessary. So I'll probably read this very slowly throughout time. Throughout time. That sounds nice. I didn't even open at all Stiles Make Your Own Rules Diet. Well, that's a lie. I did open it once, and I did follow one of the yoga routines, but I haven't read it. How many chapters are full reading, actually? It'd be quick to read once I did start reading it, because only this much is her like life advice and, you know, like paragraphs of writing, and then this rest of it here is all routines and recipes and apparently nutrition guides. I didn't realize it had nutrition guides, but I mean, it's called Make Your Own Rules Diet. This was for the read a book with this author's last name is the same first letter as your last name, so S. Stiles, she has a YouTube channel with a lot of great yoga routines if you want to check it out. I will eventually get to this because it does seem like something quick that I can get through, and I'm excited to maybe try some of the recipes, but I just haven't felt motivated to do that yet. And then I finished The Honest Life. I don't remember what challenge this was for, but I finished it, and I'm very happy that I did. This is definitely also like Rich Bitch, one of those books that I'm going to go back on often. I have a lot of pages dog-eared and sections highlighted, especially the sections on children, but I have a lot of reviews of products from The Honest Company, so check that out on my blog. I love Jessica Alba. Then I just talked about finishing Rich Bitch. You can see what I just said, all about it. So this is something I'm definitely going to refer back to. Now, I also finished the book that I really wanted to read that I got on Audible is Ruby Red. I don't remember it. Kerstin Gier is the original author. It was a German book, I believe, that was translated into English. I'll put in the description box and on my blog post all of the author information and who translated it, where you can get it as well. Ruby Red was a great story. I also gave it 5 out of 5 stars because it really like engulfed me in this idea. And I don't know about you guys, like I know one of the main characters wasn't very nice. Well, she wasn't a main character, she was a supporting character. The main character's cousin, Charlotte, she wasn't very nice, but I also felt kind of bad for her. So I really liked the story. It's about Gwyneth, who all her life she's grown up thinking that her cousin Charlotte inherited the gene to go back in time. But it turns out that they were wrong, and Gwyneth's birthday is actually a day earlier than she believed, and she was prophesized to be one of the Circle of 12 time travelers. So, super interesting story. That's why I kind of feel bad for Charlotte. Growing up your whole life thinking you're destined to be a time traveler and like one of the only 12 time travelers in the whole world, like that's really depressing then to find out that you're not. Anyway, I don't know if I'm the only one that felt bad for her, because in a lot of the reviews I've seen a lot of people are like, wow, she's a real bully. And yeah, you know, she is kind of mean, but I mean, you grew up your whole life thinking that you were destined for greatness, and then it was taken away from you. So, that's hard. But anyway, so Gwyneth is a time traveler, and now she has to deal with that and this whole mystery behind an item and a prophecy. I think there's a prophecy, and it just is so cool. So I really enjoyed that, and I ordered the sequel. I actually got the sequel in physical book. Like, this is a series that I actually want to read physically. If I really love something, I don't want it on Kindle or audiobook. I want it physically. So I actually ordered the sequel as a physical book, which I need to eventually re-get the first one as a physical book, but that can wait since I have it on Audible. But it's coming on Tuesday, so very excited. So thank you guys so much for watching. That was my day 5 through 7 update on the BookTubeAthon and also my wrap up. Stay tuned for more BookTube videos. You can click the playlist linked up here and also in the description box if you want to see more on my other book videos. I have 3 more, I think, coming this month. Tomorrow I'm actually putting up a review of the Bella Beat Leaf. I did an unboxing a few weeks ago, and I'm doing a full review of like a month later how I feel. So that will be up tomorrow, and there's going to be a few more book videos this month and then a few others. There's one that's back to school oriented, so there's a lot of content coming. So make sure to like this video if you're excited about all the new videos coming up, and also leave a comment letting me know your favorite book recently. And thank you, by the way, Dawn, for reminding me about Overdrive. I'm really excited to be looking into that so that I can read more without spending more money. So thank you, Dawn. And also, what else am I going to say? Oh, make sure you follow me on social media. All of them are linked below. My usernames are slightly different everywhere, but there's Rebecca K. Sampson on Twitter, Rebecca Kelsey on Instagram, and then Rebecca Kelsey Sampson on Facebook. So make sure to check out all those different things for updates throughout the week and kind of like sneak peeks on new videos, things like that. And also subscribe if you want to see more videos, and subscribe to my mailing list if you want to get your free Dream Life e-guide. More details about that will be listed below, as well as my August giveaway that all of you can enter easily just by giving me your email address. So I will talk to you all very soon, and next video tomorrow. Bye!